Endless multiverse, endless multiverse, endless multiverse, episode 2121. Hello, everybody. Welcome to 21. Welcome to episode 21 of Endless Multiverse. I am, of course, one of your co-hosts, Chainsaw, with the other co-host who's here, Andy. I like saying his name like that. And we're here. We have a lot of things to talk about. Well, maybe not a lot, but we definitely have some big things to talk about in regards to Miss Marvel, the big confirmation. We also have to talk about Rings of Power, Madam Web, woo, Thor, Love and Thunder, and our predictions for Comic-Con. How was your week, sir?
It was long. I will talk about it in a moment. It was long. It's been very hot this week. It's
Same here. Yep.
How was your week? How you're back from your trip, and how's things going?
Yeah, it was good. I'm okay. I think my week's been kind of up and down due to just getting used to the fact that there's no shows, really, and it feels kind of like I gotta find stuff to do in terms of videos if I want to make content. But I did finish a book this week by George R.R. Martin, and it's not Game of Thrones. It was actually a vampire novel he wrote back in 1982 called Fever Dream, and it was very interesting. One of the best books I've read. I finished that on Thursday, I think, yes, because I started my new book yesterday. But other than that, I mean, not really. Just kind of keeping up with the news and getting ready for our show and everything. And excuse me for the comment, I've been watching since Flash Season 2. That's a long time ago, but thank you for supporting. I used to do reviews back in the Flash 2 days, Season 2. Only reviews, no reactions back then. We're doing pretty good, Triple X. So we have some bit of news we're going to make sure everybody knows, because we'll make it widely known what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
But Andy, how about you?
Yeah, so I have some good. I have some bad news. I have some good news. So I know I talked about in the last couple of weeks that I would be going to Comic-Con and doing coverage and so on, but there is a pilot strike at the airport where I live, and I know it's been going on since the start of July, and again, I don't know what the situation is about, but I figured that they are not being treated right. They're not getting, they're being underpaid, and especially during this pandemic. Which, oh, by the way, remember that thing that everyone kept telling us that wasn't happening anymore? The pandemic is definitely still a thing. So there's that. So I will, and because of lack of certain opportunities, I physically can't travel anywhere, but also I will not be traveling anywhere. However, the good news though, and the thing is, I'm a very visual guy. I'm very visual.
Yes,
as
very
an
visual. I got sent this earlier today. So
yeah, I put something together that I think will get some of you guys very excited. So let's just take a let's just take a little look. Let's take a
enjoy.
Look. I am the cheesiest bitch you will ever meet in your life, Chainsaw.
I got this sent to me a couple hours ago. He's like, "Let me know if this is okay," and he took that infamous video, and yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
this is what's happening.
I rather have Michael Bay direct the movie with me than Taika Waititi at this point. We will talk about it later. No, Taika is fine, but yeah. So because I'm not going anywhere, we're back for Endless Multiverse next week, but double the dosage. So we haven't decided yet the time for Saturday. We're still working it out, but we're gonna be, and this will be very special for Jordan's channel because we're gonna because again we if there are things for us to watch and react,
Yeah.
We'll be doing it here. So
episode 22 is happening next Friday, which was not planned because he was going to be at Comic-Con. Then everything happened. On Saturday, I have confirmed we are going to be doing, we are covering the Marvel panel next Saturday evening. We're going to be live. We're going to start right before the panel. We're going to probably be here for a few minutes. And then we're going to react and follow along with the panel in terms of updates from Twitter, trying to follow other people that are updating, because I don't know if Marvel Studios' Twitter is going to update everything in terms of cast coming out. They're probably just going to update with logos and titles and stuff and potential casting. We got to find other people that are actually in the room that will be following at the time to see cast members coming out and all that kind of stuff. So we get the full coverage of everything that's happening, because Marvel's going to probably have a pretty big panel. So, but we're going to be covering it. We're going to be covering other stuff on Friday as well for our Friday regular show.
Yeah, we will talk about that when we get to the Comic-Con segment of this episode. But listen, here's the thing, because I was like, I wanted to kind of just hype it up a little bit. So I was like, what's the best thing I could do to get people excited? And like, there was a clip from whenever they announced Phase 3, and I was like, I wonder if I'm good enough at editing that I can just put in the end of the Multiverse logo in there and then cover it like, let's just watch. Can we just watch it one more time? I'm just kind of proud of this.
Yeah, one more time. We gotta get into the show, guys.
That's what's up, bitch. That's what's up.
So we will be live covering the Marvel panel. That's starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday, next Saturday, not tomorrow, next Saturday. We'll be covering that panel live because that's going to be probably the biggest one.
We have a lot of things to talk about. So is it hey, let me grab my lighter.
Yeah, get your lighter. You ready?
Yeah, you go for it.
Constantine, let's start.
All right then. On with the show.
It's so seamless when he does that, by the way. So freaking seamless. It
really
Matt
is. Ryan is Daddy John Constantine. So,
Daddy. Okay. So first things first, guys. We have a little trailer that dropped this week. Rings of Power main teaser, not main official trailer or main trailer. The main teaser of Rings of Power, and this shot was crazy. I'm so glad you pulled this shot for us to talk about.
I couldn't decide what to pick.
I mean, it's a good shot. It's a good shot. So in regards to Rings of Power, once again, we got a really good look at the show. We got a lot of cool shots, a lot of character shots. My only issue with the trailer is that they don't really talk about the story, and that's kind of frustrating, but it looks beautiful. Okay, it looks like they put a lot of work into this show in terms of...
This looks so expensive.
Yeah, the location... like the locations, the CG, all of that. And there's a lot of characters. And I'm thinking the more I'm watching it, I think Galadriel is going to be the main character of the show. I could be completely wrong.
A woman?
No, I know it's been a controversy.
Not a woman, not a blood white woman leading a Lord of the Rings show. I cannot believe this shit. I'm just like, no. There's only one way to respond to it.
Fuck! What the fuck? God damn it! You can hear the woman say on the CW in the background, but I just think the more it could be just completely marketing because people recognize that character, but it just feels like to me that she may be the main character, or at least one of the main leads in terms of the show. I don't know. This show might not have a central lead because Game of Thrones, even though people don't like the comparison because like it's two separate fantasy genres. I get it, but Game of Thrones didn't have
angry about that.
Well, some people do. Some people don't like the comparisons. Game of Thrones didn't have a centralized character it focused on. It had multiple. So I feel this may be the same approach. Plus, they're planning 5 seasons. So I'm assuming there's not one centralized character. It's probably
yeah. I think Galadriel is just someone that I think she will kind of be like our eyes and ears into this world because, like you said, she's very recognizable. But I think she is, because we know she goes on. I mean, again, I'm just gonna go on the assumption that this show is not connected to the Lord of the Rings movies. Child.
Thank you for that. Thank you.
Also in the chat, can we maybe not promote a certain channel? Can we just move on, please?
Yeah,
we're trying to have a good show tonight, and also I'm very emotionally compromised because of Comic-Con. So just let's
there's controversy. Yeah, there's always controversy. I thought the trailer looked good. It did. It just needed more story. I need more story. But that one little bit about where she says, "I've seen some things," and he's like, "I've seen my share." She's like, "No, you don't understand." Then it cuts to that shot you pulled. No, I've seen things. You don't understand.
This show looks expensive, and I understand now why it's taking so long to work on it. And that's why I'm just like, listen, I think that we're gonna have a great first season, and I'm excited. Again, I'm not a big Lord of the Rings fan in terms of like the books, but I am a fan of that universe, and from what we've seen in the movies, and just again, of course, bits and pieces that I've seen on YouTube or whatever and so on. But this is a show that I'm just like, listen, because I'm also just getting ready to kind of like just not just be the superhero genre all the time and so on. Like, I'm glad that I'm not going to be able to know Easter eggs. I'm not, it will be cool for me as a general viewer just be able to get introduced it and being like, oh, that's what they were talking about in the first movie or whatever and so on.
Yeah.
But it looks it feels like they're very much setting up, like they know what the ending is. And like just the fact that we get that vision again, it was very graphic. It's a very graphic image of just them, like all of the. I mean, that's Sauron, obviously, somewhere in the middle, right?
I would have to assume so. I mean, it's interesting because literally, it's like we have an idea of where we think it's going with the story, but we really don't know. Not really. We can get pull pieces and bits. Like, I think even the first movie, The Fellowship of the Ring, even actually referenced some certain stuff that happens in this show. Like, there's references to that age. So I wonder, like, how accurate, because I'm guessing that not everything was, transcribed perfectly.
Yeah, because have they ever written the books about this age, or is this just kind of like notes they have from from the Tolkien estate?
So Justin says here that Rings of Power had certain guidelines they had to follow by the Tolkien estate, or they will be sued. So I don't know about the suing part. I'm guessing that when they signed the contract, there were certain things that they could not do, and certain things they were allowed to do. So, you know what it reminds me of? Marvel, when they hire a director, there are certain things you have to do in your movie. Everything else you can kind of tell your story, but these certain things have to happen. So, and then also too, House of the Dragon and Rings of Power are releasing pretty much.
We're being very spoiled this fall. Like, while the supers are kind of taking a little break from television, we're getting more fantasy stuff. Yeah, and like I'm considering watching House of the Dragon. Are you going to be doing reaction videos to House of the Dragon?
I would like to. I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
It's one of these shows, right? You're going to do it, too.
Yeah, I think House of the Dragon is more likely because of the fact that Amazon, I feel like, are more strict. Like, I noticed, like, they released the claim on the trailer reaction that I did this week for the Rings of Power trailer, but it got claimed right away. And I'm thinking they may be more strict on the TV show. I'm not sure. But I know HBO, in regards to Warner Brothers, they'll release it if it gets claimed. Like, they won't block the video. And of course, I've had my issues with The Boys in the past with blocked videos and Amazon Prime.
Are you going to cover Gen V?
I don't know what that is. What is that?
It's a spinoff. It's a spinoff from The Boys that you just announced today.
It's worse. That's worse. But no. No. But I mean, I think House of the Dragon more likely in terms of reactions, but I definitely will be watching this Rings of Power.
Well, I know I want to talk about Rings of Power on Endless Multiverse for sure.
I mean, yeah, don't worry. I will probably react to House Dragon. Possibly, I'm considering it. I think it would be good to kind of cover the show.
And then we can do Rings of Power here.
Yeah, we could definitely cover Rings of Power, whether there's a reaction or not. We'll definitely cover the show because it's going to be one of the biggest shows right now for sure.
Do we know how many episodes House of the Dragon will have?
I don't think they've said. I'm guessing Comic-Con, which we'll talk about later. Comic-Con will probably give us the information in terms of episodes. They may have announced Lord of the Rings having 8, I think.
Well, this could be like 8, like 1 hour, like 2 hour long episodes.
Yeah,
they took a long time filming this.
They and I think they had there's 10
episodes. Okay. But I will say this, like, what the other thing I wanted to celebrate about this trailer, that I want to discuss about this trailer is just the fact that, like you were talking about, we see so many different corners of this universe all at once. Because the thing that here's the thing. So I started watching Lord of the Rings movies when I was 19 years old, when I was living in London, and I watched the extended cuts. But after I saw the film, I was like, what were these films like watching as trailers? So I watched the trailers and I was like, I know this was the early 2000s, but I expected them to be a little better than this. So,
but when trailer making back then was very different than it is now. Like, I mean, even back then, they were even some trailers were spoiling major things. Like, it was just a very different like environment back then. Because as we know now, they try their best. Not like most studios don't spoil shit. Others they just outright do it, or at least they show the final shot in the movie in the trailer, and you don't know till you go see it, and that's really frustrating. House will have 10 like Game of Thrones older seasons. Thank gosh, no 6 episode season. Yeah, exactly. Because the final season of Game of Thrones had 6 episodes. It just like so a Disney Plus route. Are we ready to move on to a little show that ended this week that had a lot of?
Don't you dare call it small, because we in big end.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
Because it wasn't. I was expanding your joke. What? Punch me. Hey, what do you want?
You want to go?
You want to go? Bitch, I will fly. No, actually, I can't fly because
you're stuck. Anyway,
next
up.
Okay, so this we're gonna go into spoiler territory now, guys.
Spoilers.
We're gonna talk about the season 1 finale of Miss Marvel.
Is that the theme song?
I mean, you change your theme song for Endless Multiverse every week, so you know
it's close.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's talk about it.
So this again, full spoilers. If you have not seen it, I would say come back later in this. The season finale of Miss Marvel aired, and my God, things went down like nobody's business. So Kamala finally suits up as Ms. Marvel, and she takes on the Department of Defense, the Department of Damage Control, once for all, while also helping Cameron, but also discovering her true origin of where her powers are from. So before we get to that big tease, because I know that's the thing that everyone's going to talk about, I want you to just Jordan, talk about this episode, just like, like what did you like about it, like, in terms of story, like, because you've been catching up on Miss Marvel.
Yes.
So what were your takeaways from now, seeing her finally suit up, have her big like hero moment, and just where everything else was going in this finale?
Triple X, just spamming the same word. Okay, so real quick before I get to the finale, I had stopped weeks ago in episode 2. The week that episode aired, I didn't continue watching until yesterday and today. I watched 2 episodes yesterday, episodes 3 and 4, episodes 5 and 6 today. So I had a fun time catching up. I felt like they did a pretty good job of expanding more on they don't call it a bracelet. I forget what they call it.
Bangle.
Yeah. They expanded more on that. And we got that pretty lengthy flashback to what happened to it in episode 5. And then, of course, we get to the finale here where we get to see her fully embracing her powers. And what was I think, more emotional was the fact that she was doing all of this for the first time, or at least in full effect, in front of her parents who knew that was her, and in front of all these people that didn't know who she was, but they had been hearing about this Nightlight character. I will say this, and this may be a little bit controversial. I did not love Miss Marvel as a whole, this show. I enjoyed it. I had a fun time with it. But I didn't walk away going, holy shit, 10 out of 10, fantastic, cannot wait. Like, I can't wait to see the character, but I'm just not like overly like going crazy. I thought this episode definitely set the landing. And in terms of comparing to other Disney Plus Marvel shows, this is one of the better ones for sure. There's no question, because they did a better job with their 6 episode arc. Because a lot of these shows, Hawkeye has some good moments, but let's be honest, they did not stick the landing in that finale. It just felt kind of rushed in a sense. WandaVision, I think, was better because they formatted it a little bit differently and had more episodes, and episodes were kind of fluctuating in time. I feel like this was actually definitely one of the better shows in regards to a 6 episode arc that they had for their standard. But I'm definitely excited for the future of the character because they did something that apparently was originally intended for the character that they're now changing for the MCU. But what did you think of the finale overall and the show in general? And I guess at that point we can talk about the big reveal.
Yeah. Miss Marvel for me is one of my top four favorite MCU shows on Disney Plus because me, when it comes to MCU shows, Agents of Shield and Daredevil are my top favorite ones, and Runaways. But of course, there's also MCU shows. But I'm talking about if we're talking about on ABC or Netflix or Freeform.
With what was that, Cloak and Dagger? Yeah, Cloak and Dagger.
Yeah, that show was really good, but they just put it on the worst network. Like the Freeform is like the CW of Disney.
They should have kept it. They should have on ABC or something.
No, they should have put it on Hulu with Runaways.
Well, was Hulu? Well, Hulu no, it was running at the same time as Runaways, so they could have worked.
Yeah, definitely. So, but for me, okay, so if I haven't made this clear to people before, I'm Middle Eastern. I am a brown skin. Yeah, boy, yes. I'm a Persian man. I'm also bisexual. So yeah, I'm what anti-social justice warriors dreams in their nightmares. Anyway, so but for me, so and I'm not South Asian, but there's a lot of things in South Asian culture that is also in Middle Eastern culture, and guys, literally, Kamal's family is my family. Like, her mother is exactly like my mom. Her father is exactly like my dad. Like, okay, so for example, there's a scene in episode 1 where Kamal is making fun of like how her brother always, they treat him so well, and they're like, oh, do whatever you want, sweetheart. That's basically my parents with me, while my sister, who's my big sister, by the way, can't get what like she gets. Yeah. Let's just say my sister has had a very rough sometimes during growing up, where like I got away with more stuff supposed to me. But point being is there's a lot of things that I connect with in this show, and there's a very few shows that I actually get to do this with. Like with The Flash, I can see myself in Barry Allen, I can see myself a lot in Cisco Ramon and in Bar Allen, but they're not of my culture, so to speak. But with this, I just saw so much. I've just seen so much that I love about it. So, and they also tackle things that we have to go through. Like I will. This episode did some disclaimers about that there was some imagery that would be very upsetting to folks given what's been happening, sadly, this year with shootings and things that are happening in schools and so on. But also they touch upon, they did in a very subtle way touch upon Islamophobia. I can't say that word properly, but being phobic against Islamic people and so on, because just that image of all those Asians walking to the mosque, that is supposed to be a sanctuary, and also disrespecting the fact that you had to take off your shoes. They just Miss Asian Karen Weaver, Deaver, whatever fuck her name is, decided to be just so hell. I fucking hate that woman so much. Like
she's definitely supposed to be hated for sure.
Yeah, like she's like a brunette Grace Randolph, but did I say that?
Yes, you did.
But no, Kamala is so special, and I love the fact that she, again, like that her mom got to be the one to give her the suit. I kind of just wish that she would explained so were you just having the suit ready to go? Like, or was it? I think some scenes got deleted from this finale, and I bet you one of them was going to be something like, even though I'm not a big Captain Marvel fan, I know you are, and I was going to give it to you on your graduation gift, but you're like my little Miss Marvel now, so I'm going to give it to you now. I
like that her dad gave her the name.
That was bitch, I was crying so loud that I was like, one of my neighbors is going to come and knock on the door, be like, Andy, it's just a TV show, like, because they know when the TV is on, they're like, oh my god, like, so I loved that there was, that whole scene was in the high school must have been one of the greatest high school scenes I've ever seen, of them just using everything around them to stop the agents.
That was good.
Again, Kevin Feige, precious Kevin Feige, clearly doesn't know what damage control is, because this is not damage control from the comics. But it was still so funny seeing them getting their asses kicked, and just the kids just working together. And I love that. Oh my god, the redheaded girl using her Instagram followers to get everyone to the school.
Yeah, using live stream to get them all there.
Yeah, is that what we need to do next time? If we're ever in meeting person,
I guess.
we just have to
gotta get people to come. Yeah.
So that was very funny to me. But I love that all the and I know we're going to talk about this later because there's been controversies about it, but the effects in this episode are so stunning. And I'm hearing, despite what we learned about the powers, she got the big fist or whatever. So I love what she did, the peace sign, and that looked so natural. It looked so good. If you could tell that they took some time to work on that. But I love that this show, and again, because I was right before I got on the show, I was talking to I was actually talking to Craig about that, where we talk about that this show, it follows a superhero who is so excited to be a superhero. I feel like a lot of shows that you and I watch, Jordan, a lot of heroes, I mean, they do want to be heroes, but then we sometimes lose the idea of being excited to be a superhero. That's one of the reasons. I was talking to someone also that week about how Miss Marvel made me feel the way I felt when I was watching Stargirl for the first time. Stargirl, Courtney is just so good. She finds a staff, and within 5 minutes she just knows how to whip with it and fly on it, and just flying through Blue Valley. Even though you would figure that one person would be out to be like, "Girl, what you doing on that staff?" But I love that Red Dagger came back, because I just spoke with an actor 2 days before the finale or something, and I was like, Are you in the finale? He's like, I cannot say. And then he was. I do wish this had been in a 1 hour finale, because I feel like there was so much that got cut, but I felt like it wrapped everything up so well and nice that I want a season 2. I really want a season 2. Listen, if we have to put up with a season 2 of Loki, then we deserve to get a season 2 of Miss Marvel.
Well, Victor here says with the super chat, was Miss Marvel popular enough for more seasons? I think it's possible to get another season of Miss Marvel, but I think right now the focus is the Marvels. Next year, the film. And I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get another Miss Marvel season. We just get a Miss Marvel movie after the Marvels. I mean, I could be wrong, because I don't know. Because
you're wrong at this time. I love you, Jordan, but I hope this time you're wrong. Because I won. Or maybe they'll announce it next week.
Maybe. Well, my thinking is this: we don't know the structure of when a character is get introduced in a show and then they move over to a movie. Moon Knight, of course, appeared first in his show. We don't know when he's going to pop up in a movie. The theory is
he's not under contract right now.
Well, we just don't know where the character's going to pop up next. It could be Moon Knight season 2. It could be Blade. There's many possibilities where that character pop up. But with Miss Marvel, that's the first character that has been introduced in her own show and immediately jumping to a film. And that's her first introduction was a show, and now she's jumping to a big movie, The Marvels. We don't know what's going to happen going back, because see, when they did Falcon and Winter Soldier, they're established characters, and then immediately after that show, they announced Captain America 4 with Sam Wilson.
You had a good theory. You had a good fear, by the way, about Moon Knight. We were talking about a couple of weeks ago. You said something like kid's son. You said that you mentioned some project something
Midnight Suns.
Yeah, you said
that would be Blade, Werewolf by Night, Moon Knight, Ghost Rider. There's a lot of potential, and I think Punisher maybe include that. There's a lot of potential they could do with that, but they're doing Werewolf by Night. We know that. We probably done that in predictions, but for Comic-Con. But yeah. So I think with this, I feel like it's possible we'll get a Miss Marvel season 2, but I don't.
It might be some, if we get it at all, it wouldn't likely be until next fall, maybe
not even that, because unless they start shooting it, unless like you said, they announce next week, or they announce at D23 they're getting a season 2. I feel like with Loki, that's a very unique situation, because this version of Loki cannot go back into the timeline of the MCU. I don't know, they might do that, but the character didn't this is not the Loki from our original timeline that has his own show now. This is a very different Loki. So it makes sense for season 2 because he's outside of our timeline, especially at the ending of his show. Like literally the timeline has shifted because they don't remember him or recognize him. And there's the Kang statue or whatever. It's like, yeah. So I don't know. I'm much more interested in the Marvels now. I admit, I just want Miss Marvel content. Season 2 would be great. I mean, yeah, it's possible. Crossovers to the movies. There is already crossovers. We had literally the whole point of WandaVision.
Like he wants, like a setup for like where a TV show director set up a movie.
Miss Marvel set up the Marvels because
and Falcon the Winter Soldier
Captain America 4.
Kind of.
Yep, it has to because he's jumping right to Captain America 4. And he's already Cap now. I
remember Sam Wilson is Captain America.
Not Steve Rogers. But Steve Rogers is Captain America, but he's not Captain America now. But like I think in Captain America 4, it's going to be to establish him permanently across the globe as Cap. And he's no longer Falcon. So that's probably gonna be part of the storyline.
Well, let's talk about. I think we need to get to the twist now.
Okay,
Jordan, that's the only thing me and Jordan have actually talked off air before because I was like, boy, don't you even tell me how you think about the episode because Jordan, of course, discovered already what had happened on Twitter.
Yeah, it was. I'm fine with learning it because it didn't spoil the show.
Yeah,
for me, it was just like okay, it's just revealing who she is now.
So what happens in the finale is that in one of the final scenes of the episode, before Bruno takes off for MIT, and on this show we do talk about Bruno, so you can all go suck with all your "we don't talk about Bruno" or whatever the song is. He tells her that he had looked into her genetics to compare with her family, be like, where did these powers come from? And there's something different about her genetics that it's almost like a mutation. And we basically get the confirmation that
she's a mutant. Everybody, she's a mutant.
She's a mutant. You're a mutant, Harry.
Hagrid just pops in. Kamala, you're a mutant.
Who are you? What are you doing in my house? But
it breaks the floorboard.
This has been very Bruno defined. No,
you mean Brian?
No, we respect on this show. We respect Bruno. A lot of people have mixed reactions about this. I'm gonna start.
Go for it.
So initially I was very disappointed. I wasn't angry. I wasn't sad. I was just like a parrot. Kevin, I'm very disappointed in you. You may go to your room now and think about what you did. But then a lot of interviews started coming out. And what is that, and this was brought to me I think, Jordan and we were literally on the phone today, and this was brought up over our attention that so the creator of Ms. Marvel, not the showrunner, Bisha Ali, but I think her name is Sana, who co-created the character for Marvel. She said originally they wanted to make her a mutant, but a certain dickish asshole nightmare of a pain named Ike Perlmutter. Ike, if you're watching,
forced it.
Ike wanted to make her an Inhuman because whether you liked Inhumans or not, and we're talking about the characters out in the comic, we're not talking about the TV show. Ike was very frustrated with Fox owning rights to the X-Men. So what does he do? Tell Marvel Comics to just put Inhumans in everything. Jordan made a good point when we were talking today that, because I completely missed this. So when Jordan was like talking to me today and saying, well, Eddie, there was a time in the comic where the Inhumans where the mutants were barely around. I'm like,
yep. So essentially Ike Perlmutter running Marvel at the time, as I was telling Andy this morning, Ike Perlmutter basically axed the mutants. He took the axe of Zaslav and chopped the mutants down. He used that axe of Zaslav to chop the mutants down, to cancel mutants. He wanted no promotion of mutants, nothing in the merchandising, nothing in the comics, killing off those comics. He wanted Inhumans. So when Kamala Khan, of course, a fairly new character, was created at this time, at the height of this, they were discussing mutant. But then Ike's like, nope. And I'm assuming maybe somebody below Ike told them. I don't think Ike himself walked in and told them this, but I'm assuming whoever he sent into a meeting about creating this character or whatever, told them, or an email or something. Nope, Inhuman. Because
by the way, just so that we can protect ourselves legally, allegedly,
allegedly,
you're a bitch. Go suck it.
I don't think Kevin Feige hates the Inhumans. I think Kevin Feige. I mean, I don't think Kevin Feige hates the Inhumans. I think Kevin Feige understands mutants are more important than Inhumans in regards to the importance in the comics. We saw Black Bolt, even though he died. We saw Black Bolt in the Illuminati. We could have easily had someone else in replacing Black Bolt in the Illuminati, but he brought Anson Mount of all people, the Black Bolt in the horrible TV show, to play a better version with a better comic accurate suit. And if rumors are to be believed, he's going to be popping up again. But regardless, he doesn't hate them. He's just in this instance with Kamala Khan, the original intent for being a mutant, he's fixing the error that Ike Perlmutter forced on the character. You can still love Kamala as an Inhuman, but realize that when they originally created this character, she was to be a mutant. And so he's going this route of creating her to be the first official mutant. I think we've seen mutants in the MCU. They're just not calling them mutants right now. But this is the first official mutant that we're seeing.
And here's the thing. I'm not... And again, Jordan, and we talked about this morning as well. We talked a lot this week. But I said to him, here's the thing. They could be saying this just to save face because he knew that there would be this kind of reaction. But at the same time, because of all the things we've heard about Ike, and there's some things I've heard about him that I'm not going to repeat on air, but there's a reason I hate this man for so many reasons. I could see him. Okay, so I'm thinking about this. We have some, female creators trying to pitch a Pakistani American Muslim superhero, and the only thing that they have to do is turn into Inhuman. What would you rather do? Make your character, but go with the change of making her Inhuman, or not have the character at all? If I were in the position, I would totally understand why they would go and make her an Inhuman, so that way they can get the character out, because they knew that this would be an important character for the culture. So I'm less upset about it. I'm again a little disappointed. I was like, I'll be more disappointed in Kevin if he does it again. And I talk about Kevin as if I know him, like Kevin, KK, hey, how you doing, boo? So I'll be more disappointed in him if he doesn't even embrace Inhumans at all, because the thing is, Inhumans are already in the MCU. Daisy Johnson, we have Slingshot, we have all these Inhumans we saw on Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. again, and yes, sadly, that TV show. But the thing is, we could see Mount and those characters come back, but we can say these are years later. They have rebuilt Adelan or whatever. The fact I still remember the damn story is embarrassing. But
you're not wrong. They could do that.
Yeah, so the thing, we can move away from that TV show and just remind everyone that we never, ever, ever hire Scott Buck to do any TV show or movie in Hollywood ever. What happened? To feel more fucking nothing. He's what the fuck?
Someone, because it's Scott about, or it's thing. There's 4 mutants right now. I'm curious to know who the 4 is, but I think you're correct. I do think Inhumans will play a role. But let's be honest, Kevin Feige has been waiting since 2008 when he started with Iron Man to get the mutants back in the MCU. Yeah. So he's going to full on go steam ahead with that. But I don't think Inhumans are going to be completely ignored.
Yeah, they will beat her, but they're not going to be the ones who represent, because the thing with the X-Men is that they represent oppression, they represent, racism and, homophobia, and so that people have to go through in society, and, just being judged for being different. The Inhumans are not, because if I said this to Jordan this morning as well, most Inhumans I've seen look kind of human, so they're not as easy to be discriminated. But again, it's like we can have all of it, but I just think that when it comes to the X-Men, they're obviously the more popular IP, and I was watching a show this week, and they were talking about how they hope that just because she's a mutant, it doesn't mean that she's gonna go join the Xavier School of the Gift and stuff like that. They still want to have Kamala to have her own story, which I completely agree with. But yeah, it would be fun to see her hang out with Professor X and those other characters. But I think that now that I've kind of processed it and the fact I'm hearing that what's going on, I'm not as what's up. I'm not as annoyed with it. I was annoyed by it in the beginning, but I was like, you know what? Let's just watch this season and see what happens. I'm more okay with it now, but because I felt like they're only doing this because they don't want to piss off Mr. Fantastic. But at the end of the season, we got her powers, but just with purple. And again, they look great. We do need to talk about the post-credit scene.
We have other things we have to talk about too, so we got to get going here.
Okay. But it was Carol Danvers. That was funny. I
like seeing her, and I think it was. Did you get the confusion that you thought that she switched bodies with?
No, Carol? I knew that was Carol because when she saw when she took up the photo of herself. This is a A-Force comic, so Carol is on there, but she was like, "This is me. Where am I? Oh no! I'm in someone's bedroom. No.
He's obsessed with me." Yeah. And also, too, I've been theorizing. I think A-Force is eventually going to happen in the MCU. I think they're setting up. I know. I mean, it's possible. They're really playing into that theme. They really are.
Kevin has good taste. Yes. Did you also get the urge to kind of just go and watch X-Men animated series after you heard that?
No, because I've heard it plenty of times. People were playing.
But I just want to go watch it. Maybe
we're getting X-Men 97. We're getting more news about that next week, so we'll definitely hear it more and more because they have to keep that theme when the show comes back. They have to. Okay,
well then let's jump to the next topic. I hope everyone enjoyed Ms. Marvel, and for season 2.
So we have a little bit of controversy here, and people may say this is not controversial, but we think it is a little bit. So we're talking Thor: Love and Thunder. And in regards to what is considered controversial about this is that since the film's release, we've been hearing a lot in regards to what was cut, and not saying for sure that there was a mandate for the film to be under 2 hours, but just based on interviews and just things that Taika Waititi's been saying, which there's some things he's been saying that I think he should take back or he should not have said at all. But in regards to certain things that were missing from the release or just in general, just makes you question what is going on with Taika Waititi's interviewing right now. So we've been hearing that there's a lot of cut scenes revolving Gore the God Butcher in regards to Peter Dinklage and Jeff Goldblum's characters, of course, from the MCU. They were to be featured, all cut. One of the major things, and I am shocked that they actually did this, because Lena Headey from Game of Thrones fame, Cersei Lannister, was paid $7 million for her scenes, which means she did not shoot a cameo. She shot a couple of scenes at least, playing apparently somebody, I think maybe Zeus's wife, I don't know, playing somebody. All of her scenes were cut. And if that's to be believed, I don't even know, I'm not exactly sure who she's playing. Someone had said that I think someone last week said that who she was playing, but Lena completely was cut. And then it was been asked, of course, asking Taika Waititi about a director's cut of Thor: Love and Thunder is ridiculous, but asking, are we going to see these deleted scenes? And he goes, no, they're deleted for a reason. You're never going to see them. So we're not going to be seeing unless Kevin Feige or Marvel or Disney say otherwise. Taika does not want us to see anything in regards to deleted scenes from this movie, which is really ridiculous because, as we know, we get scenes, we get deleted scenes for every release. We get additional.
I literally just posted an exclusive one today on screen for the tomorrow. Like they're constantly.
Yeah, we're hearing about Lena's getting into some suing problems based off that money thing, but was to play Squirrel Girl. This is not Bob Chapek. This is a Taika Waititi thing. Taika Waititi cut these scenes out, and it really just feels unfortunate. And we also, like I've been hearing, that Gore the God Butcher had a lot more stuff that was in this movie, and it really is unfortunate that it seems we're never going to be seeing anything regards to these actors portraying whoever they were playing. Regards to Lena Headey, we don't know for sure. I think people said that, well, they was confirmed this, but was it really confirmed? I don't know. And Taika Waititi, there's a video out there where he's making fun of the CGI in Thor: Love and Thunder with Tessa Thompson. There's also just in general, like, and I get it, everyone has an opinion, but Taika Waititi saying that The director cuts are bad. They're all bad. He doesn't like them, and I get it. Everyone has a different opinion, but he definitely could have worded that differently. Taika deleted important scenes though. There's a scene with Jane freaking becoming her transformation into Thor.
Did you see that set video where like they were actually filming it?
Yeah, that leaked out a long time ago, and it's coming up now more because of the fact that it was not featured. Gore did more butchering in the late. Yeah, apparently there were scenes where he killed the Grandmaster and killed Peter Dinklage's character from Infinity War. Apparently, that's kind of rumored, but regardless, there was scenes that he has shot that were just completely missing. Because even Christian Bale said there was a lot of stuff that I did that's not in this movie, and I get it. There's certain stuff that every movie has cut scenes, but it sounds like there's a lot more stuff than normal cut out. And that's kind of ridiculous. Why would Taika delete Gore scenes killing other gods? Because he literally only killed one god in the whole movie. So, what's up with
let's start. I want to start with the CGI thing. As someone like I'm, so people who don't know, one of the VFX people who works on a lot of the Arrowverse shows, Armin Kevorkian and his company Encore. He's a good buddy of mine, and he, we know each other for a couple of years now, and I know how hard they work and so on. So I know that when I see people ridicule VFX like that, they don't understand how much work goes into all that. These are people that have to spend, again, and here's the thing. To make a movie, it takes a village, definitely. I'm not saying that it's just, one thing or the other and so on. But it's like VFX is some of the most trickiest things to have to master, because the thing is, usually the VFX people are not usually on set. So they don't get to see what's happening and know how to work. They have to wait for things to come in and work on it. And also the pandemic has not been easy. And I want to remind everyone that pandemic is still a thing. Please get vaccinated. If you haven't, so wear your mask and just be safe. But so when I see Taika and Tessa laughing that something looks weird or whatever and so on, I'm just like, that's so disheartening to watch, that I'm like, these are your colleagues. These are the people that you work with to make these movies happen.
You have one of the stars and the director. Why was that even included? Because the whole interview wasn't that, but why'd they include that part? I don't understand.
I don't know. I thought they thought it was like being cutesy or whatever, and they thought like, oh, this will be, this will go viral. This will go funny. Well, it definitely went viral, bitch, and but not for the good kind. So I'm disappointed and I'm hurt, and I'm hoping that that Taika will actually come out and apologize, because this is kind of ridiculous. It's disrespectful, and
he's somebody that I feel like doesn't apologize though. I've never heard him apologize for anything he's ever said. I could be wrong, but it seems like Taika, especially with his whole comment about director's cuts, are all bad. And I feel like, okay, so you're throwing all these other directors under the bus. You're throwing all these directors who have, because like there's so many directors out there that do not get final say on their movie, or what they envision as their film. I mean, literally after all these years later, we had a Blade Runner director cut that came out to sit on that movie. Superman 2, the Richard Donner cut, took forever to come out, and of course the
Watchmen, Daredevil,
the famous Snyder cut, 4 hours. That would never have came out unless it was for HBO Max, and the push for the fans all these years to finally get it done. And
artistic integrity.
And so for Taika to sit there and say that director cuts, they're all bad, or the way he phrased it, it really comes across pretty shady, especially to your other fellow colleagues that he has to run into. And if he runs into a director that had a bad issue with a studio and they never got their director's cut, and he's saying, well, even if you got to make your movie, like essentially saying it's bad. So even if you got what you wanted, it's bad. Like that just comes across really shitty. And Triple, that's completely fine if you don't care for director's cuts, but also understand these are people that like have a story to tell, and the studio interfered and took it away. It didn't let them have their final say. And I
with Taika, by the way, you know what I'm realizing now? Taika's saying this because he didn't run into this issue. He got to do the movie he wanted to do.
That's the thing. Thor Ragnarok was really well loved, and then Taika was kind of, I guess, given more freedom to do what he wants in this movie. And I overall enjoyed Love and Thunder. But after hearing all this stuff and just the way he's been going around now doing interviews, it just makes me go, they gave him too much freedom. Kevin Feige should have reined him in more. Because I felt like Ragnarok went in a new direction for Thor, but Taika Waititi was not allowed to go completely crazy. And now with him going a little bit further with this, it just came across kind of like he just had too much freedom.
And the thing, here's the thing. I'm not saying. I understand that that's what we can talk about the actors who got cut from this film. I understand this happens all the time, but it's like these were like pretty big players we're dealing with. Peter Dinklage, Jeff Goldblum, and I mean I don't know who Lena Headey was supposed to play, but like these are like big players, and like to cut out the two people that actually got killed off is like, so what? So is that canon now, or is it not?
I would say it's not canon because if it's cut, I would say it's not canon. They can bring them back,
Yeah, I just think it's like, again, like these are people also that, they shot their scenes and whatever and so on. And, they got paid, but at the same time, it's like you have someone as big as God Butcher. Mm-hmm. Yeah, how about you kill more gods, please? So yeah, this was just, again, I was very disappointed with the film in the end because of what they did to Mighty Thor, but this left a very bad taste in my mouth with Taika and not so much Tessa Thompson, but but again that was also not good of her. But Taika especially to talk about the way he just every interview just becoming like it's just getting worse and worse. I'm just like, okay, Taika, simmer down.
Just like stop talking.
Yeah. So but let's move on. So let's bring up the agenda. We're gonna now talk about. Well, actually, I didn't tell Jordan this.
No, you did not. No,
but because I saw this very last minute. Madam Web has started filming, but now here's the thing: you're gonna wonder, Andy, what is this picture? What's this picture? Now, what is this picture? Now, this is from the set from Madam Web, the next Sony Spider-Man movie.
Whoa.
Calm down. It's not going to be Morbius. But this is it came from Boston.com that stated, and we pull up the quote, that Sony Marvel's upcoming superhero movie Madam Web has transformed Boston into an early 2000s New York City for filming this week. Now, okay, let's just remind ourselves. Okay, now I'm asking everyone who's watching this live or later on to put Morbius out of your head. It's a Morbin time right now. It is Web time, Madam Web time, in fact. Now we've been hearing that this movie is going to be like this. Whichever Madam Web we're getting is supposed to be like their Doctor Strange in this universe.
Mm-hmm.
Early 2000s is implying that this could be taking place, that this is going to explore the Raimiverse. And we're going to go, at some point, we're going to be flying into Earth Raimi, I meant. For some reason, whatever. This could be very, very exciting. Actually, I think this has a lot of prospects. Because Morbius. I understand. Listen. Y'all remember how I opened up my review when we're doing it? It was complete silence, and suddenly Andy goes, "Christ, this is bad." This is how I open up a film review.
That's how you opened it. Yep.
Yeah, but with this. I think that this could be something very interesting if they're leaning into the Madam Web of it all, because she's the one I think me and Jordan always think about is the one that we saw in the animated series for Spider-Man. The old woman with with the big web chair or whatever. Yeah. So on. Now that would be a sick gaming chair, by the way, still serious. I'm just saying. So if this is what they're doing and this is how they're going to go back into the Raimiverse, I think that could be actually pretty cool. Now I know this is your first react. I'm going to pull up the images again just so that.
Well, I've seen the images. I just didn't know we were talking about it. I don't think
these are reacts.
I don't think this is confirming Tobey's Spider-Man. I feel like this is probably possibly a flashback. But I don't know if they're going traditional in terms of Madam Web's powers, then she's possibly seeing into all their different realities. You know what I'm saying?
And it's going to be a brief sequence.
It could be, and then they may not even show Toby's Spider-Man. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen because see, there's rumors that this is actually not a Madam Web movie. This is it's a trick. It's not Madam Web.
It's called Madam Web.
I know, but there's a rumor and it's really stupid. But
from where?
I don't know. I'm just telling you, I don't know. I'm just saying there's a rumor because people couldn't believe they're actually doing this. That they're saying it's not even Madam Web. They're calling it that, but it's not a Madam Web movie. I don't know.
It's Madam Web because they literally sent out press release that there is social media. They launched social media accounts and it's literally called Madam Web.
This is a good point. Nothing is real because Sony put out Morbius. You're correct. Madam Toby. Look,
I see Toby with the wig and like the weird glasses and say, "You must find Mary Jane." Peter.
I would feel very differently if this was a Spider-Verse and Madam Web, but this is a live action Madam Web with an actor that is so much younger than traditional Madam Web. I don't know what the hell they're doing with this. It's also the same company that gave us Morbius, and I understand. Forget Morbius. Put it out of your bed.
I have a speculation though.
I don't have faith in this. Is my thing.
I think. Well, I have a theory about this. I think that Dakota Johnson. I think she'll be playing like like a young Madam Web, but we're gonna meet the old Madam Web through like the story we're seeing through Madam Web is gonna be like a flashback story, and like she's telling the story so well. Like when I was young, when I didn't have these weird goggles and my gaming chair or whatever. I think that's what's going on. And again, I was always hesitant against Morbius anyway. So, but this one, I'm like, this could be interesting. This could actually be something that could start to make sense what they're actually trying to do. Because I think they're also doing whatever to do with Madam Web. And this is a theory. I actually don't know anything about this movie that much. I haven't actually asked around in a while. But I think this movie is supposed to signify more of what's going on with the MCU and the Sony Spider-Man universe. They need a more catchier name than SSM. But now we have this final topic. I'm gonna also pull up a list because I did not have time to make graphics for everything we're about to talk right now. So there's a two-part of this. We're gonna talk about San Diego Comic-Con and our predictions. So like we said, we're gonna be doing next Friday. We're gonna do like the things we learned about Thursday and Friday, and of course other news as well. But then next Saturday we're gonna be doing a live show for the Marvel Hall H panel as we're reacting and discovering everything together with you guys. So there'll be a lot of things that we're doing on social media, but we're gonna start with just Comic-Con in general with predictions. We know Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power will be there, Marvel Studios, Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, and The Sandman, and I don't understand why they're hanging up Flash and Superman Lois posters all over San Diego. I am triggered. It is not because I'm not able to go, but I'm just saying I want those fucking posters on my wall. But let's start with general predictions. We're not going to talk about Hall H or anything with Marvel right now. We're just going to do predictions. What are you expecting from some of these things that we heard about Comic-Con in terms of the panels and whatever and so on?
Well, this is the first time that a lot of these shows, in terms of House of the Dragon, Rings of Power, Sandman, and a lot of other stuff, that's the first time they're actually doing press. So I feel it's going to be very interesting to learn about House of the Dragon. Do we know how long House of the Dragon's panel is?
I actually do have. I wrote this up because I figured we would talk about this. So it is 1 hour long. So I expect this to be like a big sizzle reel, maybe a scene or two.
Possibly. I feel like it's going to be a real introduction to the show because we've only seen a little bit of teaser. I feel like we're going to get a full trailer and a lot of just talking to the cast to kind of learn about their characters because it's a whole brand new show. This is not like season 9 of Game of Thrones where everyone knows these characters. This is a whole new thing.
Season 9? It went on to season 9?
No, season 8. I'm saying if they had season 9, then they wouldn't have to do all this like introduction stuff. So we had talked about this, and I predicted this, and I told Andy this. So the Lord of the Rings of Power panel is an hour and 30 minutes. They're going to show the first episode.
There has to be showing the first episode. There's no way.
Because regardless of how many people they have up on stage, they're going to show the first episode. It's just makes so much sense. Why would you have an hour and a half dedicated to the show when the episodes are an hour long? That gives you time to introduce the cast, play the episode, talk to all the cast a little bit about their characters, and then you're done. You don't have to do no Q&A, even though it's a thing Hall H likes to do, but you don't need to. Sandman, I feel like it's going to be the same thing. They're going to show a trailer, probably not going to show an episode. They're probably just going to play a trailer, have the cast, because it's the first time a lot of these shows are promoting for the first time. So you want to make sure you make an impact. And for Sandman, they've done some promotional stuff in regards to like dropping footage and stuff, and then having some interviews being done by Neil Gaiman, of course, but it's the first time the cast is actually sat down to talk.
Yeah, so outside of Netflix Geeked, of course, because they were a few of them were together, but this will be like in front of a live audience at Hall H, which is like usually like 6,000 people inside. I don't know if COVID protocols is gonna. Why are you laughing?
Inner Sandman's the title for episode 1 in the Sandman. That's hilarious.
Is that true?
No, it's Metallica song Inner Sandman. It's funny.
Oh,
so that I think DC is going to, of course,
we have Black Adam, which is that confirmed.
We know that's confirmed. I feel Batgirl and Blue Beetle are going to be there too. I feel like that's going to happen. I feel like they may also make an announcement about Batgirl is going to be theatrical, since we heard earlier this week about in the UK it's going to be a theatrical release because HBO Max is not available there yet. So I feel like they're going to announce that Batgirl is going to become a theatrical movie because it should have been theatrical in the first place instead of this HBO Max nonsense. I understand there was a different regime back then. Now with Zaslav walking around,
it was also reacted to COVID.
Well, also too, but it's like David Zaz, but it was because they're trying to promote HBO Max and putting original content. They're trying to push the original content angle back when they announced this. And as we know, David Zaslav likes to walk around the halls of Warner Bros. Discovery with his axe in hand, ready to chop something down. I feel like they're going to approach it as, because look what they did with the Batman earlier this year. The Batman was out for 45 days in theaters, and then they put it on HBO Max to really promote HBO Max. Like you saw the Batman, now you can rewatch it again and again and again. Batgirl's going to be the same thing. They're going to announce it theatrical, and they're going to put it in theaters for 45 days for that window, and then put it on HBO Max so you can push it over there. I feel like that's kind of the approach, and it may work out better than the same day and date or just straight to HBO Max, because at least you're earning money, because they put a budget in that Batgirl movie. They need to try to earn some of that money back.
Yeah.
So there's that. And they may make another announcement in regards to something else. I don't know. I feel like DC's not going to make a major announcement. They're just going to bring out confirmed Shazam, Black Adam, and Blue Beetle and Batgirl. And maybe Michael Keaton. If they bring on Michael Keaton, that's going to be great. But as we know, they're not talking Flash. They're not doing that. In regards to Marvel, I guess we'll cut that. That'll be the second part. But I feel like overall, it's going to be fun. And I feel like this Comic-Con's going to be kind of, it's not going to be traditional because a lot of the stuff was last minute. Like it wasn't like planned out months in advance. They were still trying to figure this thing out a week and a half ago. So it's not going to be as traditional.
This is a very much like a very much like an experiment, if anything.
Yeah, try to get back into the swing of things. So, what do you think about some of these things? And then we'll jump into our second part.
Yeah, Sam, I definitely think they're going to show like a trailer and then maybe a scene or two and talk about it. And I think because I don't think they're going to show the first episode. I don't know what the Q&A portion is going to be like with fans this year because it's like because I know Mass Madness will be very serious, but I don't know either way if it will be more limited in terms of like how things will be. But I think Santa will take will be that will be the big DC TV show taking a presence at Comic-Con this year. And I'm very excited because it looks it looks just so different from other shows we've been watching. House of Dragon, I don't really have much to say about it. I figure it is, if they've shown trailers before at other Game of Thrones panels, that's what they're going to do here. I don't think they're going to show the first episode. I think that any TV panel except for Lord of the Rings will show scenes to get fans more hyped. Like the trailers will become public, but not the clips. I think the clips will be like what's like exclusive Comic-Con stuff. Because the thing is, they have to remember that there's people flying all over the world to come to these conventions. So they have to make some things limited to just them, not to the rest of the internet. And then, of course, there will always be someone in there having their camera up somehow and just filming.
Mm-hmm.
More, we can talk about Marvel Studios, when we get to that part, DC, okay. This is the part where Anna has to start getting careful now. I've heard some interesting rumblings what they might be doing. Something will make if this happens, it will make people very, very happy. And if this other thing happens, it will make people very, very confused. That is all I've been allowed to say.
I'm very interested to hear that.
The confusion part, because I asked my source, I'm like, are they gonna be mad? He's like, I think they're just gonna be confused, and then maybe the angle will come in. So there's a nugget for you all. Don't quote me. Don't go talk to other people. Be like, Annie B said that on Endless Multiverse. Because I literally got someone today. I put up like that anonymous question.
Without saying it, here's my one question. We'll move on. My one question is this: is it something movie related, or is it something like that's a widespread decision that covers a lot of things?
What do you mean decision?
Like they bring out a cast or something, like they cast a character or something that's significant or something. Don't know.
I'd rather not talk about it. I think I've said enough.
It's interesting because like either they're really gonna be happy, they're gonna be confused.
But that's what I think, and my source think. We don't know, like, you know, for all we know, like, you know, I mean, listen, people at Comic-Con always get angry about something. So
that's
know,
true. Yeah.
But let me just answer these super chats very quick because I forgot about it. From Scott Edwards, who do you think the villain of the Marvels will be, and what other Arrowverse Justice League members would you want to see in season 9? All of them. But the villain for the Marvel, who do you think that's gonna be?
I don't really have any clue.
Yeah,
it's gotta be somebody who can fight all three of them. That's the main thing.
Yeah, you know? I don't know much. That's where like my comics knowledge is not as big. So. But it has to be something that unites all three of them.
I think it's going to be a Captain Marvel villain, I feel, since it is her sequel film in a sense. Yeah. So I feel like it's going to be that. But I don't know.
Amazing Webhead, thanks for the show, and also Scott as well. I have a feeling Manuel will be an anthology movie. That could be interesting.
It's possible, especially with how young she is.
You're very ticked off with her being young. Like, are you?
I really have no faith in this movie. It's just like Gotham Knights show. I have no faith in it. I really don't.
But yeah, no, I think I think what's gonna happen with Black Adam Shazam, and this is I don't know this, but I know everyone's gonna try and read my face now because I said it. I think Zachary Levi and there will be a moment where Dwayne and Zachary are on stage together.
They have to. They have to.
Yeah. I would just love to see him just like
face off.
They're about to face off, and then they do like a fun war.
That would be amazing. That would work because of their personalities, like them in real life. That would work so
exactly. But let's get into Marvel because boy, do we have something to talk about. So I on my phone, so Jordan brought it to my attention. As like again, it's very like you guys should just hear our phone call, which is why we have a show. But when we call each other, like we sometimes say the dumbest shit, or we bring up the dumbest shit, and we're like, what are you talking about? And then one of us, like, one sits quietly and reads what the other person just said, like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, so, it's a lot.
Okay, Reddit is not reliable usually. This for me, I've talked to some people. This reads more as fanfic, but it also I feel like some of these are kind of good guesses. So. Comic-Con is going to have big Marvel presence on Friday, July 22nd. They're going to have exclusive looks at X-Men 97, Marvel Zombies, What If Season 2, and more, they say. I don't know what else they're doing for animation, so this is interesting.
I got my prediction for that. Damn it. Because
well, do you want to start with that? Let's start with that.
Okay, so my prediction for the animation panel on Friday, like you said, X-Men 97, Marvel's What If Season 2, Marvel Zombies, they're confirmed. And more to talk about on Marvel on Friday's animation Marvel side. I'm telling you right now, my biggest prediction, I told you this on the phone, they're going to bring back Spider-Man 90s animated series. They're going to bring that show back. Because it needs a season 6, they're going to bring that show back. I'm telling you. The huge response to X-Men 97 being confirmed after being rumored for a while, they're going to bring back Spider-Man the 90s. They're going to bring out the actor who portrayed Peter Parker in that, and they're going to announce it. There's going to pop up Spider-Man, whatever they're going to call it. Because X-Men, of course, is X-Men 97. They're going to call Spider-Man something, and they're going to do it.
You know what's going to happen when he walks on stage? Everyone who's sitting in the audience will go this.
so happy because it's honestly one of the biggest cliffhangers in a Marvel animation show is the fact that they did not continue season 6 with that show. And I feel like they're going to bring the show back. It's going to be a huge, and I get Spectacular Spider-Man. I understand, but that's a very different situation. This is where they literally just stopped making the show. But I really hope I really hope it happens. But that's my prediction for that. Let's go through the list of the Reddit thing and let's briefly talk about it because we got to get into Q&A because we're definitely running over time here.
Yeah, okay.
But we have to cover this.
I will do this as fast as I can. Okay, so what this Reddit person is claiming to be hearing, and again, tainted with this is just a rumor and fanfic. Anyone bunny ear. Okay, do bunny ears as long as you can while I'm reading this. I want to see how you can do it. Okay, Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds announcing that the Deadpool movie will not be titled Deadpool 3, and Sean Levy will send in a video message. Black Panther. Ryan Coogler. Okay.
Before we continue, let's read through each one and let's give a prediction. Do we think it's going to happen? Do we think it's not going to happen? Okay, so
Deadpool 3. I think they're going to announce a big character for the movie, and maybe an actor attached to it. What do you think?
I think they're going to have Deadpool 3, and I think you're correct. They're probably going to bring out Zazie Beetz as Domino. They're going to bring back the cast, and I won't be surprised if they have Josh Brolin back as Cable. To bring it, they're going to bring in the
shit if that happens.
Dude, I'm telling you, I think they're going to do that. I think that's going to happen because it was rumored that apparently in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness that the rumor was that Deadpool was going to be with the cast from Deadpool 2 in after credit sequence. It never happened, but I don't think it was real. But I think they're going to announce that for it.
Black Panther 2 cast and director will present the first trailer for Wakanda Forever. I mean, that seems like that seems like that's the thing on the list that I'm like 100% going to happen.
Yeah.
Secret Invasion, no cast will be in attendance, but they will reveal the main cast, probably like a photo, and then show some footage.
I think Secret Invasion is going to have the trailer, and that's kind of surprising. No cast, but they might. Sam Jackson,
Rock. If Sam Jackson comes out and he says, "I have someone I want to bring out." I think some of you may know her, but for those who know her, ladies and gentlemen, give your holiday welcome to Miss Chloe Bennett returning as Daisy Johnson. I think this queen has been up to something for quite a while.
Okay.
Blade, Mahershala Ali, Kit Harington, Aaron Pierre, Milan Ray, and Bazrim Tariq will be in attendance for some news. One big news is that Anthony Starr from The Boys will play.
Yeah. So Homelander is going to be Dracula. I think they're going to talk Blade. I think Kit Harington's in the movie. I do not believe for a second that he's playing Dracula. I just don't believe that the actor who plays Homelander in The Boys is going to be Dracula. I could be completely wrong, but it feels like to me that cast.
And it's a weird villain to start the movie out with. Like when you're doing,
but he plays a villain in that show, and I just
but it's not a show. It's a movie.
No, we're talking on The Boys. Like he's already playing a villain over there, and I feel like I just feel personally like that cast does even though Carl Urban was in Thor Ragnarok, it just feels like to me that cast wants nothing to do with traditional comic book stuff. I could be completely wrong, but he's of course getting a lot of attention. So if he's Dracula, okay. But I don't think they're.
I wonder schedule-wise how that would work because then they did just get picked up for season 4.
Let's just start shooting Blade right now.
I think the cast will be there. I wouldn't be surprised if they show concept art for a lot of things, like Blade's costume.
They might show Mahershala Ali like at the first official look in the Blade suit.
Either that or concept art because I could see something like that. Dracula, I mean, like when he told me this and he said Dracula, how long was I laughing? Like I was laughing for like 3 good minutes. I'm like,
I just don't think Dracula's coming. I feel like it's too soon.
He's not coming. The Marvels, Brie, Iman, and Tiona will be there when they show their footage. Zoe Ashton will not be present due to her pregnancy. Anson Mount will reprise his role as Black Bolt. Jonah Turner-Smith will join as Medusa in the post-credits of the movie, setting up Universal Inhuman as a big cosmic story going forward. Now, this would suggest that we're recasting Medusa.
We're keeping Black Bolt.
We're keeping Black Bolt. And nothing against Rena Swan. Maybe she was just busy or she didn't want to come back. I do think the trailer will be first dropped there. And I think there's going to be a lot of talks about the mutant that is Kamala Khan in some form or fashion.
Yeah, I feel like they're probably going to announce her coming out as our first mutant, and they're going to bring out her as Kamala. Like, and it makes sense. You just literally just finished your show this week. It makes so much sense to talk about the Marvels. You have to, for sure.
I feel like they might reveal the Black Bolts in the movie, but I don't think they're going to announce that they're like, here's a post-credit scene. We're doing a Universal Inhumans movie.
That's ridiculous. I feel like if Anson Mount is in the movie, that's awesome as Black Bolt, but they're not going to announce that like an after credit thing. That's stupid.
Exactly. This is the part I think we both can agree. I feel this is just bullshit. World War Hulk was originally going to be a movie, but it's now being turned into a 4-part series for Disney Plus that may have a small theatrical release. This could possibly be the big Avengers event before Secret Wars with many big characters. Legally, they can do a TV show, but I don't think this is happening at all.
Nope, because you would have to do a lot more setup with Hulk, and Hulk right now and She-Hulk, he's fine. And you would have to do a lot more setup than just, we're doing World War Hulk. No, you have to set that up. You have to have years building up to that storyline properly. And Kevin Feige, to me, doesn't seem like someone who would rush a story like that. And plus, I don't think they would make it a 2.5, 3-hour movie, Avengers movie. Avengers World War Hulk. They wouldn't do a show.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3, a majority of the cast will be in attendance and they will show some footage. James Gunn has been teasing on Twitter that they're doing something at Comic-Con. So
makes sense. And it's his swan song. It's his last Guardians movie. And this is the first time that there's been a public thing with Marvel since he got rehired. So you have to bring him out to really show that you're behind James Gunn. And that crowd's
and everyone in the audience starts dancing the Peacemaker intro song. Everyone in the chat, you know what I'm talking about. Ant-Man the Wasp: Quantumania. We will see some footage with actors Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly, and Mutant present. Jonathan Mayers will send in a video as Kang. I think there will be a trailer for sure, and like a little talk.
Yeah, they've been done shooting for a while. They got to show a trailer.
Yeah. Wonder Man. Okay, I feel like this would be awesome if it happens, but I doubt it is going to happen at Comic-Con. Will announce Henry Golding as Simon Williams. An innocent detail is that Evan Peter is returning as Ralph Boner, but may have a new name, will likely be a side character on the show. The show just got announced like a month ago, y'all. I don't think this is happening at all, but if we get Henry Golding, listen.
If they cover this show before Agatha Harkness' show, that's going to feel like, okay, so the Agatha Harkness show is on the back burner. Because if they were to cover this over Agatha Harkness, that would be kind of like, what?
Well, here's the next thing that I also think is a little okay. So we know that they're doing a Daredevil sequel series, but apparently, according to this Reddit, again, I think that this could, take it with a grain of salt because it is just a rumor. It's going to be titled Daredevil Man Without Fear, very, very appropriate. Will be announced with Charlie Cox, starring alongside Isaac Gonzalez as Elektra.
So recasting Elektra.
If y'all don't. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just for one moment Google Elektra ethnicity. Let's just okay. She is traditionally of Greek descent. Mm-hmm. Isaac Gonzalez, as far as I know, is a Latina. Do you all not see the problem that is?
If it's confirmed that they're bringing back the cast from Daredevil for this sequel series, which has been heavily rumored, they're bringing back Foggy and Karen.
Wait, where did that rumor come from?
It's been rumored for a bit that they're going to be appearing.
Where are all these rumors coming from?
It's all over the place. I can't answer the questions. All I can tell you is I've been seeing it.
Okay, because if it's just people just saying that, I would think it would be great if they came back.
No, it's different people talking, but my thing is that if it is true, they're bringing back the cast of Foggy and Karen and bringing them back here. Recasting Elektra makes no sense because you're already bringing back other casts from the show. Why would you recast that?
The only way they could recast her is if the actors doesn't want to come back. Like, I'm kind of done with the role. Yeah, exactly. If she, it could be that. And then the big reveal at the end will be just like the Blade in 2019. It will be some titles in their associated stars, and Kevin Feige will announce a mutant-centered film with Giancarlo Esposito as Charles Xavier and Glenn Powell as Scott Summers.
the Glenn Powell as Scott Summers, I guess great casting if it's true. If it's funny to hear that he's going to be Professor X though, because he was rumored for years to play Magneto. So I don't know where. I don't think this is true. I don't think that the X-Men thing's going to happen. I could be completely wrong, but I feel if you're going to announce part of the cast, you might as well announce the rest. Because I'm not saying Kevin Feige has his X-Men cast, but
there's no way in hell. Like they haven't even tapped the director yet, as far as I know.
As far as we know, we don't know.
Yeah, this was the last time I asked about the X-Men. They were like, they laughed because they have not even hired a screenwriter yet. They're not.
I think it's more likely that we're going to hear Fantastic Four casting.
Well, see, according to this Reddit thread, they think that Fantastic Four is being saved till D23.
It's possible, but the bigger pop is at Comic-Con. Let's be real. D23 is not the same. But I don't know.
This is okay. So let's talk about our predictions. I mean, we gave out a lot of our predictions, but is there anything else you want to add to that before we get to Q&A?
Not really. I mean, we definitely have a lot forward to. And as we said early on, guys, we will be doing a live. We have our show next Friday as normal, and on Saturday we'll be covering live the actual Marvel panel.
Yeah,
so we'll see how much.
For people who came in late, we'll just remind you. It was so difficult to line it up with the cheering because I'm like, the part 2 one needs to match what they did in the original thing.
It took time, but it was good. But we will be doing our regular show next Friday, and
we'll be doing fun. I've never done something like this because usually I'm at Comic-Con, so and this will be probably different for your channel as well.
Yes. So let's get into finally
Q&A.
Q&A. Ask us questions, or we'll fucking leave.
So we gotta do it for once. Okay,
we're in the Q&A portion, guys. And how many likes are we on the stream right now? How many likes?
I will check. Hold on one sec. Stay with me. We are at 29 likes. Okay, we can get to 40 likes. Come on,
40 likes, guys. Come on, let's get to 40 likes. 40 likes would be very appreciated, guys. Thank you so much for supporting and being here. We're seeing a lot of you guys in the chat tonight. Thank you. We're in the Q&A portion. Let's answer some questions before we head off. We apologies for us getting late to the Q&A. We were very apologetic.
Do you want to check how much time we can go for? Just
I was told I can go a little bit longer, so we can go for a bit. So let's answer some questions.
Okay, I'm scrolling to the top.
I got John Snow Rules just put in here. Will people have to have seen Miss Marvel to understand the Marvels? Yes. I feel like and understand Miss Marvel and her powers, especially her differences in powers versus the comics. Yes. Have you ever watched The Boys? Andy Martin is asking.
I'm planning to do it now that I have hiatus.
There you go.
And it's such a cheesy bitch is a pizza. That's correct. That is fair. I don't.
Scott, we actually answered your super chat. Oh no, we sorry, we missed this one. Who should the final villain of Flash be? It should be Reverse Flash. I know he's
Walter Hamada.
There you go, Walter Hamada.
Walter Hamada and Ike Perlmutter will be a hot couple.
Oh God. What is your take on this rumored super reverse in the CW? It's not confirmed. That's all I can say. Is it confirmed, Andy?
This is the only reaction I'm going to give y'all.
Wow.
That was really weird because you could still see us.
I didn't know that,
but that's basically saying, guys, don't believe everything you hear.
I'm not saying a word.
Why would there be a Gotham Knights movie in development? Why? They're doing a show. That makes no sense, Triple X.
Yeah, that's not true. The movie's not happening. Let's see. Yeah, well, again, we shouldn't talk.
Are Flash, Superman, and Lois going to be at Comic-Con? Nope.
They have posters hanging up and if anyone is going to Comic-Con here, and if you don't mind breaking the law, I mean, you shouldn't, but like, if you don't mind just like taking those banners down, I would appreciate it.
The reason why I didn't include The Boys in my TikTok is I have seen a little bit of it, and I don't consider it a popular show. It's popular now, but it won't be popular when it's over.
Here's what something. Okay, so Justin brought. I don't know why he said don't forget She-Hulk, but it's funny. We talked about it this morning. Why is She-Hulk
not included in this?
Yeah,
that's why I think the Reddit thing is like, since that thing has come out, multiple people have been saying there's certain things they're debunking from that Reddit post in regards to certain elements. Not everything. They're saying certain things just doesn't make sense. So She-Hulk is the next thing for Kevin Feige not to bring out Tatiana Maslany as She-Hulk and to talk about the show a little bit would be a great disservice to his next project. It would make no sense. So for this whole thing to not mention it at all is really weird. So, do you think Stargirl might appear in Flash season 9?
Love that.
I would love it, but I don't know. They would have to reintroduce the multiverse.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know, why does everyone always talk about like that this would be something like difficult? Like the Flash is the reason we even got like Flash isn't too. Listen, Todd Helping literally just borrowed from himself for Superman Lois season 2.
Yes.
Well, who would? I mean, I feel everyone's going to be like, Andy should play Beast because he's so hair. Right?
I was saying I'm playing Beast. I got the big old beard over here. I'm getting ready for my part, guys. I'm going.
Okay, that's true. That's true. Yeah. Who would? Well, if you had to cast me as an X-Men, who would you cast?
I don't know.
Oh, I want to be Nightcrawler.
There you go, Nightcrawler.
I can't do the accent for shit, but I would.
Miss Marvel season 2 announcement. No, I feel like out of the 3, Moon Knight is most likely. Hawkeye, no, because it's going to be a Kate Bishop show if we get a continuation. It's going to be a Kate Bishop show.
But how do you know? But I mean, how can we know for sure that Jeremy Renner wouldn't be on it?
Well, he might be on it. I'm just saying, I feel like it's going to be a Kate Bishop-centric show. It's going to be kind of the next thing. Because the way they've been talking about it is that this was kind of Jeremy Renner's like kind of like towards the end of his run in the MCU in terms of how they were kind of promoting the show, is that this was his one of his last outings as the character. I don't think he's completely done, but I think in terms of how they established Kate Bishop and how they ended it with her becoming Hawkeye, essentially, or taking the moniker, it tells me that Kate Bishop's going to be the main focus of Hawkeye moving forward, and Jeremy Renner's Clint is going to be popping up, but he won't be the main. What will Hulk? It's more likely than a show. Yeah. Let's see. House of the Dragon, 2 different timelines. One in present day, 200 years before Game of Thrones, and one in the past where the main characters are children. Is that true? That's interesting.
That doesn't sound like something that Game of Thrones show would do. Like they don't like. Did they ever do flash forwards in?
It sounds like the flashbacks are going to be the children, but Game of Thrones did some flashbacks. There was one in particular about Cersei Lannister, who Lena Headey we just talked about with Thor. Of course you will, but with Lena Headey,
bless you.
Cersei Lannister, of course, about with Thor. She had a very significant flashback scene in Game of Thrones with her character. She went to like some sort of witch, and she was like reading her palms or doing something and saying about her 3 children. And it was like very interesting, or maybe it's 4 children or something, but it was like something they were kind of establishing, like that she was going to be like cursed or something to that effect. So it was interesting, but like in terms of if this is true, this is a very different approach than Game of Thrones because they didn't do that.
It's not the same showrunners as the real. Okay, well that could justify it, though. Like maybe they're trying to do something new, something different. To kind of like
This was your super chat earlier. Yes, they did butcher Gore. Yeah. What are you confused about, Scott, about something Eric said in an interview? What are you confused about?
Oh, can you all leave that man alone for like 1 week? Oh, come on.
Curious, what is it? What is it?
Yeah, you have to like see. Okay, guys, like if you bring up references, remember something that we don't, me and Jordan, we don't see every piece of news that comes out. So like just be a little more specific. It would be
What Elena and Kate movie? I'm interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what I don't know what
They established that in Hawkeye. They butchered the God Butcher. The irony.
Oh my god,
the irony. That's funny.
They butchered it. Oh my god, that's gonna be like the new phrase, the new term, the new like go-to meme. Let's see. We need a Warhawk movie. I mean, then tell Universal to get their asses off.
I get asked quite a bit which version do I like of Guardians of the Galaxy, the video game version, MCU. I prefer the MCU version, but the video game was great, and I'm actually glad it was, because honestly, the game leading up to the release didn't look that great, but I enjoyed the game a lot. Well, we actually reacted to it last week because that's someone in the chat last week said it, and we're like, "What?" So it's caught in the back half of the episode last week. We're like, "Really?" And I had to search up and I found it. It was awesome.
That was great podcast, and just like us sitting like, "Is this true? Is this Googling? Just looking it up." Yeah. Let's see. He said it will be too big by city betas, something that makes me think they will be free. When I spoke to him, all Eric said to me was that he has 2 villains so far right now, and that there are at least 2 graphic novels, but they don't know how many episodes they have yet. They're still finalizing that, they're working on, but we will see. But he has not said anything about free build. What he has said that one of them will be someone familiar to fans. But Jordan, we both think. I mean, yeah, definitely. Jordan is playing Cobalt Blue. There you go. That was his crystal that you saw.
It's blue. I love blue. Makes sense.
Misery. That's what you have chosen. I saw it in the comment. Yeah, the more I keep seeing it, I'm just like,
my top 10 character predictions for Injustice 3: Constantine, Katana, Spectre, Bronze Tiger, King Shark, Monitor, Anti-Monitor, Beast Boy, Booster Gold, Huntress, Mr. Terrific. The one character I don't think is possible is Monitor and Anti-Monitor. I don't think they're going to bring them in Injustice. I could be wrong, unless they want to do
it. A weird way to just make it like, I'm just a playable character. I'm not going to destroy the multiverse at all.
Yeah, exactly.
But that would be fun, like as like for a different DC video game, maybe in the future. That could be fun.
Why are you reading leaked scripts, Fernando? This is leaked information. I actually I was actually going through photos in my phone. I was deleting stuff, and I found a photo where it was a shot of Sarah, both different Sarahs, like roughly from the same scene. It was so funny.
Yeah, I can. I mean, I can tell. I mean, guys, they haven't even started writing the scripts yet. So
if they announce a revival for Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes, I'm going to be immediately getting the Iron Man voice actor on the phone and going, "Are you kidding me? You're voicing Iron Man again in the show?" They unfortunately, I don't think they're going to bring the show back. I could be wrong,
but it's a great show, and it has one of the best theme songs. Okay, he said in an interview that he wants to bring in a big bad DC villain that he's been teasing for 3 years. He says a particular villain story in the comic. Who could it be? Well, then maybe that's one of the 2 villains that they're teasing. Like, I don't know why you would make that assume that would be to be free. So don't put words in his mouth, y'all.
What? I'm a rule breaker, boss. Yes, you are. The pitch meeting broke Thor: Love and Thunder. Yeah, the Thor: Love and Thunder pitch meeting broke the movie in more ways than one. It was terrible.
I haven't seen it yet.
That's funny.
Oh, if magic was real on Superman Earth, would you want Marin to play that world's Constantine? I think that would be great.
That'd be fun. It means he gets to play a different Constantine.
But he still wears like the exact same wardrobe because because John Diggle still wears the exact same letter code, the same tight jeans.
Yep. Why do they gotta be tight? Cool.
Listen, bitch. When he walked into that scene and the camera was panning on his butt, that was a tight ass. I tell you, it was a tight ass. That's what
I look for in my shows.
You're looking for You're looking for David Ramsey's ass?
Yeah, all the time. And when I don't see it, I get pissed off.
Okay.
No.
I think we will, depending on if how much they pay her.
They gotta pay her a lot of money, guys. They gotta pay her a lot of money.
Well, they clearly have money when they do want to have money. So I'm
Yeah,
I think maybe like we could hear a phone call. We could hear like maybe she FaceTimes Barry. It's like, "What's up, bitch? I'm just flying around the actual city, not doing my."
It's not confirmed.
Wow.
And he's gone. So let's get to 40 likes. I think we're at 37 likes. Let's get to 40, guys. Let's get to 40 before we end tonight. Let's get to 40 likes, guys. 40 likes. He's completely gone. I don't know where. Actually, I wasn't paying attention. I don't know where he fucking went. There he is. I don't know where he went. 40 likes, guys. Let's get to 40 likes.
I heard you were screaming about something.
I wasn't. I was just saying you left. Also, Andy's a mutant, by the way. Anyways,
probably would explain all this.
Beast.
Let's see.
Oh, you could tell he didn't fit in this. Yeah, he was really tight on him. That suit was really tight.
Yeah, I didn't mind.
Javicia again is Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, if it depends on what she's doing next season. I don't know what.
What first season on Flash, I think. If they're going to do another crossover type thing, it's possible.
Yeah, I don't know what she's working on right now. But I could see her either like later in the start of the season. I think that is
cool.
I think that's what's good. I do think that's happening. I think they're definitely. Eric is like I think that's where he's going. I think they just have to line up those actors' schedules. But like again, I would be very shocked whenever the show ends, if it's season 9 or season 10. I would be very shocked if Eric hasn't found a way to bring them together for at least one episode. Like, that would be one of the best interlude episodes of all time. Do you think the Black would ever hire someone? No. Mount Rushmore of DC villains. I got Joker, Lex Luthor, Darkseid, and Eobard Thawne. I don't know what does he mean with Ron Rushmore.
Like the top 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Who are your 4?
I think that's pretty for DC. I think that's pretty good. I think because you got Joker, Batman. You have Darkseid, Superman, Justice League, Lex Luthor, of course, Superman, and then Reverse Flash. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know who you would put up there and remove. Who you would remove? The biggest thing is who do you remove to replace? And you say Anti-Monitor. That's not a gigantic villain. It's a very important villain.
I would say Eobard Thawne. Anything. Darkseid is such I'm gonna take Darkseid out of it because he can apply to so much. I would say Reverse Flash, Brainiac, Joker, and Lex Luthor.
Yeah, so I mean that's a good choice, but like once you get past those villains, I don't know who, like, unless you have a very particular love for another villain, I don't know who else you could remove or replace out of those 5 potentials.
I mean, you could do Ares from Wonder Woman. You could do
more of a Wonder Woman.
Black Manta. You could do Black Manta.
He couldn't play Oliver though because Oliver's dead apparently on this earth.
This seems so planned out, y'all.
So can we get dogs? Sure. Why not?
Oh, is this like a little reference to Super Pets that's coming up soon?
Yeah, it could be. I didn't think about that.
And when the Super Pet shows up on the flight, they're gonna go.
Suit me up, Uncle Alfred.
Fernando has the Condiment King, the Penguin, Zebra, and Walter. Ooh, thank you, Jake.
Hello,
thank you.
Dave.
Thank you, Jake, so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, it's dancing time. It's dancing time. And a 1, and a 2, and a multiverse.
Thank you. Here are my alternate paragons for the crisis. Keep John Jones, Barry, Clark, and Kara. Okay. And have Diggle, Laurel Earth 2. Thank you. And the newly introduced Terry McGinnis Batman Beyond is the last paragon. That way they could get away with Batman and have a near perfect JL. I love it.
Bat of the future.
I love it. Yeah, well, yeah, the future thing too. Diggle, I love it because Oliver, of course, died. He could not be a Paragon. Earth to Laurel, don't know why they kept her out of the cross. I hate it so much, the fact that they were
the biggest plot point.
And the thing is too, yeah, because they killed off her Earth. Her entire Earth is gone, and they just completely sidelined her in Crisis. In Terry, it makes a lot of sense because, especially with what we know now, that Karen is not the bad of the future, that having Terry would make more sense because you could change up Kevin Conroy's Bruce Wayne to actually be a good Bruce Wayne. Not well, good. We're talking Batman here in terms of him brooding all the time, but we're talking about a non-murderous killing Superman Batman, where he actually has Terry as and Luke. You could still have Luke Fox there. Maybe not so much the way they portrayed him in terms of just being kind of like, just, I don't know, just kind of.
No, he became Batwing.
I know, but on that Earth that they introduced that Bruce Wayne, he was just kind of like just standing around.
We're going back to Frank
that Earth. Like, they could still have him there, but have Terry and have Bruce kind of helping Terry instead of being like, you're a Kryptonian, I'm going to kill you like I killed Superman. Like, I get it because it's another Earth, but like after we saw what happened with the whole situation with Kate Kane and Ruby, I feel like they should have went Terry route, but of course they probably didn't have the rights to do this. But I love your list because you have Barry Clark, Kara, Jean, Diggle, Earth 2, and the Clark is of course Kingdom Come Superman and Terry. And you don't get rid of Kingdom Come Superman when everything gets destroyed by the Anti-Monitor and Lex Luthor replaces him. You don't have that. We have to keep.
Yeah, he's a Sharpie in the Book of Destiny. I mean, like that was like the moment I was like, are they fucking kidding? I mean, I don't hate John. I love John Christ Lex Luthor, but I'm just like, yeah, are you fucking kidding me? You told me that this advanced book that was so difficult for Carr to just open up. It's just, we can just take a little Sharpie, just like.
No, she shouldn't be a founding member replacing instead of Sarah. They both should have been. Or Sarah,
a beautiful sisterly thing to do, yes. But the CW doesn't know how to play well with siblings, so
keep Superman 96. You don't replace him. Would it be cool to have Superman, Superman, Lois? He wouldn't know
outshine Tyler Hoechlin and body size
because this is not the same Superman.
Yeah, it's
so it wouldn't matter. So even if this was to happen,
it has to be like Earth Prime.
Like, who are you? I'm Superman.
Yeah, no, he's gonna poke and be like, "Who you? Who you?
Why do you have a different emblem? Like, why do you look different than me?
Why are you bigger than me?"
If this was Superman and Lois on Earth Prime, yes,
that would be fun.
Because he knows this Clark, but this one does not know him. No,
yeah.
Sarah had no Sarah had no connection to the Monitor or Crisis. Laura had both, and she wasn't even there. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. I completely agree with you, Jake, but I'm not gonna say anything more than that because then I get petty.
So you're saying you want Snowberry? Is that what you're saying? Book of Destiny was terrible. We could have done with a rewrite too. I mean, you're not wrong. That book could do anything. Unfortunately, not happening. Wait.
What would she say? She just said make Superman on Earth Prime.
Yeah, she wants the show on Earth Prime. It's not happening.
Yeah, we can still see Tyler as Superman on Earth Prime. It's fine. Yeah,
I hope one of the things is a trailer for season 2 of What If. I think we'll get it. Yep, I think we'll get it.
Not as petty as Ia Bart, Andy. Listen. I mean, you don't challenge me,
dude.
Let's see. Rings of Power has been to get 5 and get at least one spin-off in my opinion. I definitely think spin-offs is something they have in mind because you don't pay $250 million for those TV rights. They just be like, yeah, we just do one show.
I thought they paid more than that.
Officially, what we know, they have said $250 million, but of course, I think there's other like stipulations that comes with it, like where they have to
Well, they already know the last shot of the final episode in season 5, so I had no idea.
Yeah, I think spin-off will definitely happen. I think Amazon will be the future of Lord of the Rings. And I don't forget. I mean, there was something a couple of months ago where the rights for Lord of the Rings as a whole, movies included, are now up in the air. Warner Bros. Apparently doesn't have them anymore. But we will see what David Zaslav does because he could.
They're doing an animated Lord of the Rings movie.
They are doing an animated Lord of the Rings film,
not live action. That's the one thing they're like.
I literally just, bitch. I just said animated.
No, I said it.
I mean,
that means you haven't known the triumphs and defeats, the epic highs and lows of high school football, but you will.
I played the wrong clip. This was what I was gonna say.
That you leave a trail of bodies every damn place that you go.
Am I Oliver in that situation?
You're Oliver in every situation, but he looks so offended.
Ooh. I know what this means, because we know I made a video. There's a video on my YouTube channel pointing this out. We know who wasn't on set during that final fight between the anti-martyr. We know who wasn't there. It's clearly a stunt double the entire time.
I am not going to talk about it. That's,
yes.
Hold up.
I agree. The C4 helmet, though.
You're just like, you leave a trail of body. Where are you?
He's just pointing all over the place. You can't see him.
And I was like, I'm right behind you. My drill. Oh, my drill.
I was thinking the same thing. What in the fuck?
Doesn't include my own brother. And Dick was just like,
his name was Andy, right? Was his name Andy? I can't remember. Was his name Andy?
Andy Diggle, yeah. But it's named after the author who wrote Green Arrow 1. And you know what Diggle said? Keep my brother's name out your fucking mouth. Too soon? No, it's been months now. Come on, get over yourselves.
About Thor films that was just released in the coming series have titles reminiscent of
Rings of Power sounds like a.
I don't know.
Boy, I don't know what you're watching, but Magneto called. He wants your team back.
It was a GI change.
I don't know. Now I don't know if they would ever do it, but okay. The Founder of Lord of the Rings is shades of walking in dancing in the field of wheats, shouting multiverse. And why do I have to be an elf? I want to be Sauron. Hilarious. They wouldn't do that, but if we had an animated Arrowverse movie, that would be a way to bring everyone together.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to actually have them on set. They just have to go to a studio and record lines.
Yeah, and also you could have this could be a way you could do something a new animation style. Because that's the thing, something I'm getting tired of when it comes to some of these animated films. Sometimes just in general is that they sometimes just use the same style. They need to look at what Spider-Verse did and just try and do something new, something different. And here's a question from Michael. Says Integral will be in Black Adam and season 2 of Super Lois. They're lifting a long list of the shows and the DC shows and movies it had. Okay. It's not entirely true. Intrigan can be more disconnected from the dark side because I know what everyone is trying to say. Here's what I've asked about dark side many times with my sources, and I've been told legally they cannot use dark side. That's why the dark. Even Superman Lois, Smallville was able to do it, but the reason we got Dark was because they had, they got to do the smoky version of him. That is kind of based on a different version of Darkseid in the comic. I think it's the Final Crisis, where he doesn't have a physical body anymore. People who watch Smallville, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. But as far as I know right now, from what I've been told, legally they can't do Darkseid on any of these TV shows. That means HBO Max as well. I think Intergang Black Adam will be just, it could be, again, because they get their weapons from, alien technology, usually from Apocalypse. They could retool it easily to make it it's from Thanagar. We have Hawkman in the movie for a reason. So,
Point. Just call Sandman and Lizard, exactly.
Oh yeah, I remember. I think I did. I reacted to it live here. I'm like, they weren't on set.
It's possible. I'm thinking about it. It's possible.
We should do a sketch where you and I would play Arrowverse characters. You call me.
Have you seen my sketch videos where I call Arrowverse?
I've
characters?
Seen them.
Yeah. I'm thinking of doing another one. posted the first one again today. I kind of like re-shared it again. Yeah.
What is this question? Andy, would you rather be an elf or a giant eyeball called Sarah? Listen, he had a body. He had armor. He had no face, but he had like an armor. Like he can move around. I don't have to just be a fucking eye. I'm just saying. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, hold on.
Don't mislead. They always mislead.
My name is Bruno Manhunt, but I'm actually somewhat else. I'm actually Maxima. This was wait, hold on. There was what was it called? Isn't there just one Dark in the multiverse? Yeah, that's the thing. Technically, there is only one. So, if you want to try and get Ray Porter on the show, good luck. He's great though.
Yeah.
Do you think we will see Tobey and Andrew again? If yes, then what projects?
Secret Wars.
Yeah, I don't know if they I could see them showing in at least one more Spider-Man movie. I don't think Spider-Man 4 though.
I think we'll see them for sure.
Possibly. Is it time? Is it that time?
Yeah, we're getting down there. A few more things. Batman episode was fun this week.
Which one did you watch?
Oh God, I'm blanking right now. What was it? Episode 9. It was Ragdolls to Riches. Yep, that was fun.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Ragdoll, Catwoman. It was fun. I was forgetting blanking. I was like JTV. Like, no, that was the episode before Joker and everything. They're on the channel. Yeah, I have a playlist. There's 4 videos in the playlist. Watch them in order, as they're put on there. Let's see. I heard the first 3 episodes of Rings of Power will be long. Yeah. Well, apparently they're all long, so it makes sense because good. Live action Spider-Verse. It's possible.
We did technically have it in Spider-Man No Way Home, but one that we see them for 2 hours. Listen, that movie became one of the most highest grossing films in the pandemic. So Oh, that's a good question. Would you ever consider reacting to the 2003 Turtle Show?
Possibly. I guess it depends. I mean, people are still asking me, are you going to react to the sequel shows of Ben 10? And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, remember, he also has to live a life as well.
See, do I continue the series and watch? I think there's 3 sequel series after Ben 10's over. Do I want to be stuck? Now, I say stuck in a way of I'm watching the same character and arc for easily over a year and a half with all the episodes of all these shows. Do I stick with that, or do I try to switch it up and go to another series that I can start fresh on something? Because before, I've always been switching up from shows, because see, I did Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. I didn't go immediately to Avengers Assemble, which is the show that replaced it.
Well, please don't do it.
Well, I'm not. I was never planning on it, but I didn't go to another Avengers show. And then, of course, when I what was before the Batman? Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So I didn't go from another Marvel show to another. I went to DC. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure all that out, because if I do one sequel series, I have to keep going. You know what I'm saying? I can't stop at the sequel. The first one.
What you should do after Ben 10? I think you should do an anime.
Possible. Depends on the copyright issues. Anime has a lot of copyright problems.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. Lucy has not gotten to play Halo yet, but she may one day. Maybe. Monsterverse. Yeah, they're putting out a sequel to Godzilla vs. Kong. That's pretty interesting for sure.
Now. I think Canada's got some photos from it yesterday.
Got the TV series. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Oh, you finished Spectacular Spider-Man? Awesome. Glad you liked it.
Great show.
But yeah, so going on almost 2 hours, guys.
Yeah.
Getting tired. But it's been fun. And like we've been saying, we're doing a show next Friday. We are doing episode 22. Episode 23. Episode 22. And then on Saturday, we are covering the live panel for Marvel Studios. So we'll be here live covering that panel, getting updates, talking about it. So make sure you're here for both days. So,
we will put up as soon as because Jordan, we just have to finalize something, because we know we will definitely have the regular show for Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern. It's just figure out what we're gonna do exactly on Saturday in terms of tech wise and so on. it will. But yeah, this will be. Yeah, I mean, for people who've been subscribed to your channel for years, I think this will be new and different. If this pans out, we will do. We can do this for more events. Maybe we can do something for New York Comic Con. If they happen like D23. So I think that could be fun. So, yeah, but we will put up things on the StreamYard like YouTube schedules. So
well, you guys know. And one last thing about I watch a lot of things for reaction, so I enjoy watching content on camera. I do. I actually do enjoy watching stuff on myself. It's relaxing. But yes. So we did a lot of stuff. Make sure if you just jumped in later, make sure you go back and watch because we covered a lot of stuff in today's episode, and we'll be back next week to talk more stuff, to talk about some San Diego Comic-Con stuff, and then Saturday, the big event to watch and see what happens at Marvel. So yes, we will be doing a retrospective of Gotham at some point.
Let's just get through Comic-Con first. And
we'll talk later.
Because right now my emotions are going to be. Again, next week, guys, if you see me like being self-deprecating on Twitter, don't worry. I'm just processing my emotions because I haven't had time to process this news. So, because I've just been in work mode all week. So, but thanks everyone for tonight. It helped me definitely. It was fun, just having a good big old show with Jordan again. And next will be crazy. And if you want, we go back and look at any teas I may have made. I gave you all nuggets tonight, y'all. So you better fucking show up next week.
Yeah, show up because we got stuff to talk about and cover. But yes.
Have a good one. And, of course, we have to end it with.
Oh, of course. Thank God. Cannot forget.
Mm-hmm.
Cicada.
Metas killed your parents, Gracie. They all deserve to die.
Don't believe him, Grace.
Do not believe him, Grace.
Don't believe him, Grace.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Gracie. You were too slow. There you go.